Welcome back, everyone. I am the Depressed Dior, and this is Middara Unintentional Malum Act 1. We're doing the Cave Sickle Queen bounty, the one skull bounty. So we're going to be in mundane tier. Some things to note, of course. I think I mentioned this before, but the Cave Sickle Queen bounty that came with the module is super out of date. It's like a beta version. So anything that's in these little baggies is essentially stuff I've imported, and I have the physical book in front of me that I'll be reading off of. There is a older book in here for those who just want to try it out. I don't know how much has changed as far as the book is concerned. I know that they changed a lot of things in the beginning with like some of how they discuss rules and stuff. The physical book also has stuff for playing this as just a solo crawl mode type thing. Very similar to how it was with Fury of Nature. A number of monsters and cards have been changed. I know at the very least there were some nerfs on one particular type of monster, which I'll talk about later. Also, I am currently sick. It's just a cold, but it is very annoying, so I may put breaks in the videos just to blow my nose and stuff. As for anyone who's telling me I should go to sleep, you're probably correct, but I have been sleeping most of the day. So just wanted to try to get something else done and get something accomplished. The Cave Sickle bounty also, unlike the Fury of Nature, which really just had a booklet and like 2-3 new cards in it, the Queen bounty has a lot of new stuff. Not only does it have a lot of new monsters and cards and things like that, but it also has new terrain. So we have some new terrain that some of them function exactly the same as what they are. Like this is dangerous terrain. It just has a more buggy hive look to it. But there is a couple to point out. We have this here. This is like a tunnel going down. Over here we have a waterfall that's going into dangerous terrain. So one half of it's water, the other half is dangerous terrain. We have we have extra long pieces for obstructing, which are 3 long instead of 2. And then, of course, we have creep. So, also, you should congratulate me for getting this, 5x2 map onto the board. I had to nudge this loot bag off to the side to make this all fit. Yeah, but I'm glad I got it all to fit. Otherwise, you would have to kind of do like a disconnect thing, which is not the end of the world, but I want to have it all connected. Anyway, let's talk about creep. I don't know if it's in this book. It might be in the back of this, is it? It is in the back of this. Okie dokie. Got it. I don't know if it's introduced in any of the other books. Because if it is, that would save me some trouble. But it might just be from the, it may just be from the Cave Sickle Queen. Yeah, it looks to be that. Okay, so let's talk about creep. I think it still functions the same, but it may be a bit different. It's in the back of this. It's in the back of the book. Creep. Bug creep. While on bug creep, all sickle type and insect type combatants get +1 defense and +1 to the roll when making a conviction check. All other figures have -1 defense and -1 to the roll when making a conviction check. Bug creep terrain can replace all terrain except obstructing terrain. So yeah, it's essentially it buffs up Cave Sickles. It debuffs everyone else and buffs up Cave Sickles. So things to be aware of. And it's only while you're on it, so shooting through it's completely fine. Besides that, I think everything else is normal. Like I said, these things here are just dangerous terrain tokens. We don't need to worry too much about them. For the sake of cleanup, I am trying to keep these terrain pieces unlocked because cleaning up this is going to be kind of hell. But if it becomes too much of an issue, we'll just work with it. Anyway, this is mundane tier. We're good on that front. And let me turn back to the actual encounter itself. Our objective, right now we have no exits, but I'm pretty sure it's going to tell us to go to an exit. An adventurer finds and ends their turn on the blue exit, but there is also an alternate win condition of finding the red exit, which I'm probably going to go for. Special encounter rules. Thankfully, there are not many. Raging currents. The currents for this map is 3. I think this is the only time I've ever seen 3 as the current power. So the current here goes all the way off the cliff, I believe. Yes. Okay. So anything that's besides that spot there, like the water up here, is flowing towards this cliff here. From here, it is flowing down, and it will either go towards the waterfall if it's on that side, otherwise it will go towards the cliff on the right side. So yeah, we'll probably need to reference that a few times because it does kind of split in a lot of locations. The other rule is fragile walls. When an adventurer is adjacent to an obstructing terrain token on tile UM43, 43 is this one. If they pass, they may remove 1 space worth of adjacent obstructing terrain tokens. If the adjacent token is 2x1 or larger obstructing terrain, replace it with the smaller one so they are no longer covered. So yeah, on just this tile alone, these obstructing terrains can be broken through with a strength 12 check. Okay. Other than that, our starting location is on the bottom left here. Also, one thing to note is you may notice I have some new summons. I'm going to be trying to play with a few more promo summons. Also, at some point, I'm probably just going to read the back of Zulfikar's card because I don't plan on ever summoning him. In 1.1, there may have been an excuse to summon him purely if Elify was taken and you can't summon anyone else besides level 1. But now that there's no level limits, even without promo cards, there is practically no reason to ever summon Zulfikar. Like, he's better now. He is better. No, he's not. Actually, he's pretty much the same. I mean, besides the fact he has scaling icons now. But yeah, everything else about it is not great. I mean, or if you just desperately need a flying unit that's not a Gary's. Alright, as for how we're going to start things, real quick, I need to verify something. Your movement is incorrect. It should be 6. Yep, it should be 6. You're 7. You're 5. And you are 8, I believe. Yep, you are 8. Okay. The more you know. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything else. 4, 10, 24. 4, 8, 22, 24. Yep, that's correct. Nightingale's at 17 health now. Yeah, plus 6 and then minus 1. Yep, that is correct. No armor, 7 movement, 10 defense. 10 defense, 5 movement, 1 armor, and then 22 health. That is correct. And then Remy here should have 18 health, 11 defense, and 8 movement, and 0 armor. Okay, all good. As for who should go where, let's talk about the objective tokens. We got some on the field. The blue objective, which is all the way over here on the right. When an adventurer moves into sphere of influence of this token, so pretty much line of sight, you read text. And then the red objective is when an adventurer enters a space adjacent to this token, you read stuff about it. So we got that for our start. Alright, so with that in mind, I'm going to put Nightingale in front. Rook will be in the back. Actually, we'll do something like this. Okay. And let's go ahead and do initiative. Sorry for the slow start here. Alright, Zeke will go first. Let's go ahead and spend 1 to do a haste on Nightingale. And then I will go ahead and 1, 2, 3, 4. Could I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Okay, we could do something like that. Alright, I'm going to spend 1 to transform. And I'm going to transform into an animate. And then I'm going to go ahead and spend a... I'm just trying to think. I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to here and try to make a jump, and that would trigger the red objective. So maybe not transform, we'll just move. I have a reroll, so actually my agility is only 3. I would have to roll a 7. I do have ways to, I have one way of rerolling, and there are some people nearby that can help. So we'll do our best. Okay, this is what we'll do. So I spent 1 to do the Banished Knowledge. I'm going to spend 1 to go ahead and start moving. I have 5 movement because of heavy, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to go from here, 5, 6, 7 with a jump. So Rook will help. That puts us at plus 9, because you have 6 strength. Yep. So we're rolling 2 dice, and we're adding 9 to this, and we have to beat a 12. That is beating a 12. Okay, so we do make it to the red objective in 1 go. So yeah, that's why I started with Rook, because even though I increased the difficulty by 2, I get plus 6 from Rook, and that just balances it out. Alright, so red objective enters a space adjacent to this token. Read the following text. Okie dokie. Let me stand up and put this to the light. A loud muffled roar echoes deep from within the openings to the abyss behind you. The ground rumbles and jolts, causing you to stumble a few steps. Whatever made that noise caused the surface to stir. The burst of sound spooks the creatures in the surrounding area, causing them to skitter away. All sickle-type combatants within SOI of this token move up to 3 spaces away from this token. I don't have any Cave Sickles out, unless I missed something. Oh wait, I did miss something. We have a purple totem. Okay, let me rewind. 1 second. Okay, so this actually triggers at the very beginning before we even take a single action. So let's do that. To the east, you see some loot and a small swarm of sleeping Cave Sickles spawn figures and tokens. According to Diagram 1, the Cave Sickles spawned this way will not activate unless they are attacked. The target of a spell or the red objective is revealed. When that happens, immediately add their initiative card to the initiative track after the figure whose turn it is. Okay. So it says just Cave Sickles, right? Okay. So this does introduce a lot of alternate Cave Sickle cards. It specifically says on your first run of this, do not use them unless told to. That being said, we do still have a variant, so we will roll that. We will still roll for the variant. All right, Diagram 1. Give me a moment. Okay, found it. We're going to add a blue loot token to here. And then we need to roll a purple die for this additional Cave Sickles. All right, we do have the variant. This is mundane tier, so these ones are not stupidly strong. I mean, they are never stupidly strong, but you know what I mean. Purple Cave Sickle. Oop. Try that again. There we go. We don't have much space for cards, but that's okay. Alright, they don't get added to the initiative track until after we do stuff with them. So, it is what it is. We are going to end up activating this, which is completely fine. One, two, three, 4. Well, in that case, I didn't really need to... Well, I'm still okay with activating the red objective, so let's just do that. Okay. So let's go ahead and continue with the red objective. We don't add them into the initiative just yet. Okay. All sickle-type combatants within SOI of this token move up to 3 spaces away from this token. Okay, so boost back a space. And that's it, because this is moving towards it. Yeah, it doesn't... Yeah, every step you take has to be away. So these actually stay in place. Yeah. Alright, cool. Above you, the rock that creates the opening ahead loosens and begins to fall. It looks like the whole side of the wall is going to collapse. Thinking quick, you decide whether to either dive forward or retreat to clear the rubble later. If you choose to jump, read A. If you decide to stay safe, knowing that you could always break through the wall later, read B. Alternatively, if you have a shield equipped or a printed armor value of 2 or more, you may choose to brace against the falling rocks as you move forward at a steady pace. If you choose this, read C. So A would be jumping. B would be just staying. And then C is the other, and C would be the option if we had enough armor, which right now we don't. All right, we'll try jumping. Why not? All right, you jump hoping to beat the collapse. Make an agility 12 check. If you have no armor or cloth armor equipped, add +2 to this roll. I have leather, so I do not add anything, and I only have 3 agility. So I have to roll a 9 on 2 purples. Good luck. That is actually pretty close. I'll use a enchanted piercing to re-roll the 1, and then probably get a 1 again. Nope, good to go. All right, we passed. Hopefully it doesn't kill me. You hit the ground on the other side and roll to your feet expertly as the rocks crash just behind you. Dust fills the air around you, making any creatures on the other side who might have been fleeing all the more frightened. Sorry, light's getting a light glare here. Frightened of your presence, place your figure on the nearest unoccupied, non-dangerous terrain space on the east side of the space this token occupied. Then place an obstructing terrain token on the side this token occupied, and on the adjacent space directly to the south of it on tile UM43. Okie dokie. So place yourself nearest unoccupied, non-dangerous terrain space on the east side of the space this token occupied. Okay. So nearest one would be here. Unoccupied, non-dangerous on the east side of the space this token occupied. Yep. So it would be here because that is nearest to his position. As it said, nearest unoccupied. Oh, I think it means nearest to red. I don't know if that's the case or not. Also, this purple should be gone. So here, I'm assuming we shouldn't need to worry about this anytime soon. No, it clips everything. It's either going to it clips just about everything all the way up to probably here. Okay, yeah, we're fine. All right, then we take this off, replace it with one of these. I'll just make a copy. All right, so these rocks can also be destroyed. Okay, it is still also, I'm pretty sure these guys are going to activate at this point, if they hadn't already. Well, they're going to activate regardless because I'm about to hit them. So I'm just going to do this right now. All right. It is still Zeke's turn. And we have some work to do. So give me... No, I'll just do it now. All right. First things first, I'm going to go ahead and start throwing. I think my first target will be the orange Cave Sickle. Here goes nothing. Throw. Alright, 7 damage. These things only have 6 health, because this is mundane tier. One thing I will say about the Cave Sickle Queen, by the way, is if you want to maximize the amount of loot you can potentially get through your play of Act 1, Unintentional Malum, doing Cave Sickle Queen first is actually more profitable, just simply because it introduces so many alternate cards that can get you more loot than just standard swarms. That being said, the only reason I would not do that is if you already have another 1 skull bounty, such as Fury of Nature, and Fury of Nature is usually a lot easier to do than Cave Sickle Queen. I have never beaten Cave Sickle Queen at mundane tier, like with mundane gear and levels and all that. So that's part of the reason why I didn't do it first. Also, I just wanted to do Fury of Nature because I had never done it before. All right. So 1 down. Let's go ahead and flip another one, and we'll throw it at orange. We'll throw it at red next. All right, 1 damage. We'll throw another one. 2 damage. Alright, so we've done 3 so far to this thing. We're going to go ahead and do a re-equip and tag out these. We'll tag out the scythe for now and swap in hand axes. And then, of course, we'll swap in our throwable items. And then we're going to throw our hand axes. Same target. Alright, that is a kill. Also, I should be rolling to see if they explode. We'll just do that now. First one didn't. Second one didn't. I'm just doing it for posterity. It literally would not do anything because there's no one in range that could be affected. Anyway, throwing at orange next. Also dead. We'll go ahead and see if he explodes. He does, but it doesn't really matter because it has to be adjacent. Yep, all adjacent opponents. Okay, cool. Bye-bye variants. We also killed our first swarm. 5 gold. 307. Alright, cool. We took out the Cave Sickles all in one go. And that is it for Zeke, because he has literally nothing left to actually do as far as movement's concerned. So, we will just, move on to the next character. 1 second. Okay. It goes on to Nightingale. Nightingale does have haste, gains 1 point of haste. We're not going to do Doombreak because I don't have a way of rerolling yet. So we're just going to spend 1 stamina to move. We could go through the rock wall and try to catch up to Zeke, or we can go the other route. There's an orange totem there, green totem there. Let's just get going. Creep doesn't slow you down as far as I know, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, that is getting us line of sight of the orange totem. Sorry for the sniffles. Orange totem. 2 water lilies can be seen in the distance playing in the current of the water. Spawn 2 water lilies in the water terrain spaces adjacent to the space this totem occupied. Okay, so 2 water lilies. You got it. They'll be added to the initiative track. These are mundane tier water lilies, so they're definitely much easier to deal with. This is going to be a nice, relaxing bounty, I hope. So we can go something like that, and that for now. Okay. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with a jump. Good. 7. And we'll go spend 1 more to go 8, 9 to here. Alright, we'll check our green totem. Alright, if you are on the west side of this totem, read A. If you are on the east side of the totem, read B. So we're on the west side because we came in from the left. As you approach the tree, you hear a sound that makes you slow. It sounds like a hiss followed by churning rocks. What was that? Make a lore 10 check. Okay. I believe I have a lore of 3 on Nightingale. I do, so I need a 7 from this. That is not a 7. Holy cow, that was an amazing roll. Alright. So I failed it. Spawn figures and follow the rules for diagram 10. Okay. If we had passed, it would have been diagram 6. So give me a moment. Alright, so let me go ahead and roll for the regular Cave Sickle swarm, see if they are actually a variant. They are not. Okay, so Sickles 1 through 3 are normals, and then these 4, 5, and 6 are already variants. Let me go ahead and read the special rules. Something moving in the dirt. You pause, rubbing your eyes in disbelief. There are 2 seemingly ordinary Cave Sickles poking at a rock, causing it to tumble about in the dirt, and a third drinking from a pond. But beside those 3 monsters, you aren't sure what you're looking at. 3 mounds of dirt seemingly moving beneath the grass, with a mind and life of their own. Reveal medium large heading cards CQ02 and give access to the monster loot and combatants revealed. Cave Sickles 4, 5, and 6, as depicted above, use the Cave Sickle Burrowing Variation Intelligence Monster Combatant card. And then it has a reminder of where you can look up burrow rules, which I have already set up over here. So the way burrowing works is you can see over them. They're not limited by things like elevation. If they ever need to jump, they will unburrow so they can jump. They don't provoke break attacks and do not cause break attacks. Burrowing and unburrowing does not provoke. They can't enter water obstructing or dangerous. And if they are forced to do so, they have to unburrow. While they are burrowed, they have resistance to physical damage and magical damage and cannot flank or be flanked. So they take half damage from pretty much everything. And then there's some other stuff you can do. You can draw line of sight over them, all that stuff. Okay, so the more you know. Let's see. Let's go ahead and read about the Cave Sickle Burrowing variant. So this is it has same stats. It just has different AI. Still has Hive Mind. That functions exactly the same. It has immunity to poison. Isn't hindered by terrain at all, or allies, just like regular ones. If they take damage during an opponent's turn, and if they are not defeated, you could end the current action and all abilities, then burrow. So this thing can stop follow-ups if you don't get a kill on the first hit. All right. Besides all that, a little deeper. Many of Alenia's first colonists encountered Cave Sickles and dismissed them as a petty nuisance that could be easily brushed aside whenever human interest in the strange insects came into conflict. As civilization grew, the Sickles expanded their territory as well, becoming ever bolder in their encroachment on human territory. Many adventurers became overconfident after first encountering the lesser variants, only to be surprised and overwhelmed when Sickles later manifest new abilities. As the years pass, efforts by naturalists across Alenia have endeavored to identify and classify these creatures, so their numbers can be more effectively culled. One of the more alarming variations identified thus far are the burrowing variety of Cave Sickle. These burrowers cannot be easily identified at a glance, leading many naturalists to conclude that the ability is taught rather than innate. Despite the troubling implications of this reality, the real danger burrowers present is their ability to claw through rock in seconds, utilizing existing burrows or else creating their own to facilitate the movement. This allows them to rapidly traverse the battlefield, avoiding damage and flanking vulnerable adventurers from behind. Even worse, the acquisition of this ability has not diminished the lethality of their venom. Left untreated, Cave Sickle venom can necrotize in minutes, spreading quickly through the blood to kill even the hardiest explorers. Just as with other varieties, the capabilities and intelligence of burrowing sickles appears to increase as the number of nearby companions grow, making a previously trivial enemy into an alarming threat. Adventurers are cautioned that strategies that were previously effective against more simplistic sickles cannot be relied upon with their burrowing cousins, as there is no effective way to restrict the movement of these creatures as they traverse the battlefield. The nature of their new abilities makes them difficult to observe in the wild, but naturalists theorize this variety of sickle makes for even more effective scouts, as well as path breakers to allow their hives to reach ever further while gathering resources. Their claws leave characteristic double slash marks in the rock, making the scope of their excavation visible to anyone who dare explore into the depths of a sickle hive. All right. And then on the bottom, it has some rules about when you add this card. But at this point, it's at this point. All right. It is still her turn. I've moved 9 spaces. I've already paid the stamina cost for all of that. I think I'll go ahead and just stay and fight and see what happens. I've already set their initiative cards, so they're good to go on that front, and I haven't triggered any other totems just yet. Okay, so with that in mind, let's go ahead and go to town here. So, is it burrowed? Move towards the nearest opponent, then it's going to try to unburrow, surprise attack, and inflict poison. That is terrifying. There's not really much I can do about it either. Yeah, that +2 to attack roll is actually kind of scary. And I can't do any break attacks against them. So, what we can do is I will go ahead and take a point of damage and keep moving using the infection. And we're going to move up to here to get that extra defense. I mean, it's either that or I stay down here. Okay, I don't have line of sight there anyway. Okay, so either way, two of these things are going to get me in melee, and there's not much I can do about it. Unless I somehow punch through a million Cave Sickles. Alright, so I move here. I'm going to go ahead and do a... I should have line of sight for this one, right? I do. Okay, I'm going to do a precise strike on number 6. No modifiers, just going to be rolling. And here goes nothing. Alright, that is a miss. I'll use the aligning machine to shoot again. Oh my god. Nightingale, you have to stop. Alright, I'll re-roll the 3 with a quiver. There you go, 11. These things have 8 defense, I believe. Yep. So my base damage is 3, 4, 5. Well, actually I have to do these separate because magic damage is separate. So I'm at 3 right now. I can go 6, 9 to here with the barbed arrows. Having that down to 5, and then I have 2 magic damage, which gets halved down to 1. So that'll be enough to kill one of these guys. And I'll put this back in here. Okie dokie. I'll use the Ring of Blood to heal for a damage. And next I will go ahead and... I think I might just hang out and let these guys just wail on me. There isn't too much I can do about it. Oh, actually, no, there's plenty of things I can do. I'll do Ambitious. Everyone gets a stamina point except her. She gets 2. Alright. I will... Oh, I have Quick Blow, too. Actually, before we do the Ambitious, I'll do Quick Blow. And I'm going to empower it. And, yeah, I'll go ahead and empower it. Why not? And I'll target the red Cave Sickle. Alright, 10 is a hit. 2, 3, 4, and then the shields is enough to kill. So that kills that one. Then I'll do Ambitious, which will get me 2 stamina. And I'm going to go ahead and do a Doom Break, which will get me another stamina point. Okay, didn't lose it. I'll go ahead and spend 2 stamina to shoot again. I'll target the orange Cave Sickle. Uh, 12, so 4, 5, 6, that's enough to kill. And then I'm going to go ahead and spend my last stamina point to do a Quick Blow off of that. And I will target... I'm going to target number 5. This will be at -1 because I'm shooting into hindering. Alright, that is 15, 14. So I have base 8 damage. 9, 10, which gets halved down to 5, and then the books will halve down to 1 damage, so that's a total of 6. So let's make sure I did that right. I have hindering, so I'm at 14. These things only have 8 defense, so 14 minus 8, so I have 6, 7, 8. Oh, I miscounted. Yeah, I definitely miscounted there, sorry. So, yeah, 14 minus 8 is 6. And I don't have any way of upping that damage. Because it's gonna go up to 8 with the burst, then halve down to 4. And then the books will do 2 and get halved down to 1. So it'll be a total of 5 damage. Masterwork ain't gonna do anything because it rounds down. So yeah, 5 damage to that one. It's still alive. It would burrow, but it's already burrowed. All right, that is it for Nightingale. So it goes to Cave Sickle 4 through 6. We'll start with number 4. It is burrowed, so it's going to run up and chomp me. So it moves up, unburrows. So it's going to get replaced with you. And then attack. I will attempt to evade with the Hoodie of Deflection. +1 to this. Alright, I'm at 13 defense, and this attack will be at -1, and there's only one other Cave Sickle with an SOI. So, misses, and I get a free counter off of this. I have +1 to this because I haven't moved. Alright, I'll do Kill the Messenger and change that into a 7, so that's 12 in total. So it's going to be 4 damage base, and then 5, 6, 7. And this guy's unburrowed, so it does kill. I was about to say the swarm was over, but that's not true. Number 5 is still out here. Speaking of number 5, he's going to come up and bite me. Unfortunately, I don't have any way to avoid this. I've used up everything, unless I want to drink a beer. But I don't want to drink a beer. Alright, so it's going to go ahead and bite. There's no one nearby, so it's just going to be... Oh yeah, I forgot, it had +2 to the attack, by the way. It was still total 9, and I had 13 defense, I think. Yeah, I had 13 defense. Alright, in any case, 2 purples, +2 to the attack. Actually, sorry, it's +1 to the attack because of the -1 for hindering. Either way, this does hit. So 12, 13. So it's going to be 3 damage base, 4, 5. It'll do 5 damage, and then I have to see if I avoid the poison. Force 9, so 2 purples. I resist the poison. Okay, and then Cave Sickle, this one's going to go 1, 2, and just shoot. It is shooting through an ally and into hindering, so it's going to be at -2. It's going to be a white and a purple. Sorry for flicking the camera around so much. -2, that is a hit. It's going to be 3 damage. It's going to be 1 damage because of the hoodie. So I take a total of 6 damage. That hurt a little bit. Goes to Waterloas, they can't get in range, so we'll leave them alone. And goes to Rook. This is the longest turn ever. Alright, Rook. Let's go ahead and knock some of this stuff out. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and do Intervention and Banish Knowledge and give all that to Remy. Then I'm going to go ahead and summon Jazera. Actually, I'll wait on that. No, actually, no, I will summon Jazera. He's not going to be doing much, by himself at least. Alright, let's go ahead and read the back about him. Manifesting moments. The massive opulent doors opened, releasing a dense mist that wafted throughout the dark forest. 3 stories up atop the massive gray arches, the monster watched, its singular grotesque eye darting around, taking in the surroundings, but otherwise still. Sarah held back her excitement, nearly bouncing in place as she watched and waited in the mist. The doors revealed blackness, dark and oppressive. It was as if nothing existed beyond the gates. But she knew something did exist, something would exist. It eventually did every time. She just had to wait for the monster to do its magic, to call forth its promise, to show Lucas to her. The young man appeared slowly, walking out with his typical too cool boyish stride. He was wearing the suit she loved, the one with the rolled up sleeves that showed his forearms. It was something Lucas had only worn for that one time at the school dance, but here he'd wear it forever. Sarah smiled, holding out a hand. Lucas took it with a sly smile as he brushed away his shaggy brown hair from his eyes. You brought me lemon chicken and rice again, he smiled. That's my favorite. It wasn't. It was hers. But this version of Lucas got to like whatever she preferred. But really, she changed very little about him. Lucas was already near perfect in mind, body, and soul. Just some tweaks to the mind and a few more to the body part of that equation, and he truly was perfect. Yep, she said, dropping to a relaxed position on a nearby blanket she prepared. The nearby grass was cool and comforting. It would make for a great place to eat, a perfect date. Lucas sat nearby, excited and nervous about being there. Sarah giggled at him as he began exploring her handmade meal. It was one she had made with a lot of love, one she wished she could have given to the real version of Lucas. Sarah considered that the other Lucas was probably not enjoying himself as much right now. Sarah smiled, thinking about the look on Karen's horrified face. Soon that dumb cow would manifest from that door, forced to watch them and seethe. Perhaps she could get Jazera to up the anguish on her face more this time. Sarah smiled, knowing that she had nowhere to be tonight, and her friends thought she was sick at home in the Elenian dorms. She would have all night with Lucas, all night with both of them. The monster watched, not judging, just learning. The first handful of times she'd done this, its presence was hard to ignore, but now it faded into the background as much as the surrounding forest. Lucas ate, excited to be on what he thought was their first date, a first date she'd been on dozens of times. So yeah, this is Jazera. Let's go ahead and grab his token. Jazera. He can just be here. So, he has 6 lore, 6 perception, and 4 strength. He has movement 2, 6 armor, and then everything else scales as normal. Every 2 books does give him +2 magic damage. He's Grand Gates of Gehenna. He is Colossal, which is the one where you're essentially a skyscraper and can see over things. A Sphere of Influence of 6, cannot dodge. When summoning Jazera, cover up to 6 spaces within range 2 of Jazera with smoke tokens. Jazera ignores these smoke tokens. Any non-boss figure who would be forced, example push, to move into a space occupied by Jazera is defeated. If an opponent is defeated in this way, Jazera gains an energy token, limit 1. So, he is a gate. That's what he is. So if you push enemies into this gate, they will die. Smoke. I'm not going to bother placing any. It says up to, so I'm going to choose 0 because I don't actually need the smoke for anything. All smoke. Smoke is a interesting thing. So there are 4 in the later acts. They introduce obscuring tokens, and there are 4 different types that each have their own effects. Smoke is the most minor, where it doesn't actually have any additional effects. It just functions as an obscuring token. And what it does is smoke can't be moved. It has to be placed in non-obstructing spaces. They don't replace terrain. Instead, they just go on top. You can only see essentially into a obstructing terrain token, but you can't see through it. And figures do not provoke break attacks when leaving an obstructing token. So this can be useful for blocking line of sight. It does not block SOI, unfortunately. But I do like the theming behind it. It's just essentially the smoke is not necessarily like an ability. It's just more the gate opening and just the smoke pouring out. Obligation to Infatuation. When Jazera's summoner would make an attack or cast a spell against a single opponent, that opponent gains the priority target token. When Jazera makes an attack or casts a spell against an opponent who's gained the priority target the token in this way, he gets +1 to the attack or +1 to the roll when determining the force of the spell. Useful if you want to fight with Jazera. I don't plan on fighting with him, though. He has a lot of fancy abilities. We'll start from the bottom. His attack is Reach 4, and it's always empowered, and it can inflict Rooted and Bleed. So we got some new status effects to play around with. Use here, you can go over here for now. All right. Bleed. So what Bleed does is before a figure with Bleed would make a standard action or standard ability, they're dealt 1 irreducible damage. During the status phase, an adventurer may spend a stamina to get rid of Bleed. And then important intelligence combatants do not account for Bleed when taking actions. So this can just force them to kill themselves. It's kind of nice for enemies that do a lot of like different actions or has a lot of continued downs. This can potentially do a lot of extra damage, which is kind of neat. And then there's Rooted, which is over here. And if a creature inflicted Rooted may not make a move action or benefit from free movement. And then you remove Root at the end of the figure's next turn. Paralyzed does not affect actions or abilities granted to a figure by special encounter rules. I'm pretty sure it means Rooted, but whatever. So yeah, it's a neat little thing. Reach 4 is pretty crazy, which makes up for the fact it has 2 movement. And we got the 3 stamina cost ability, Wishes Yearn, yet never ask. This can cast a spell 6 against all opponents within sphere of influence to inflict bleed. And then there's the 3 cost ability, which is the Abyss Reaching Back, that is exhausted. Cast a spell against all opponents with an SOI, deal magic damage equal to a roll of the target's combat dice, then inflict root. So this can potentially do a lot of damage since they end up hitting themselves. And then there's the 0 cost exhaust ability, Through the Gates. Use Through the Gates. Only Jazera's Summoner may use this ability. See the ability card. So what this means is on Rook's turn, he can do Through the Gates, but that's the only time he can do it. Jazera himself cannot do Through the Gates. Through the Gates, by the way, is this card. It is a big ability card. The way it works is only the Summoner can do this ability. Let's see. And this ability will still be exhausted when used and only unexhaust on Jazera's turn. When using it, the summoner must pay any combination of, pay for any combination of abilities listed below using their health points as irreducible damage tokens. Meaning the ability may have more than one of the following effects if the summoner pays for more than one of the following abilities by taking enough damage. They may not pay taking more damage than they have HP. Additionally, any abilities listed below cannot be chosen more than once per use of Through the Gates. All damage tokens taken from this ability is added together and dealt as one lump sum. So, from top to the bottom, it gets progressively more expensive. The 1 cost one is Jazera deals itself irreducible damage equal to the amount of HP remaining it has, minimum 1. Then each ally other than Jazera or its summoner who is within Jazera's SOI heals X, where X equals the total amount of damage that was dealt to Jazera in this way divided by 4. So essentially, if Rook were to take 1 damage right now and blow up Jazera, it would split 6. It would do 6 health. It would do that would be 24 damage divided by 4, so it would be 6 health to everyone within SOI besides him. So that's kind of neat. For 2 health, he can purchase an item from the current loot level or lower. So in this case, it would be mundane. This is a really neat ability. Back in the day, I've talked about it before with the utility course back in 1.1. It was kind of one of the few ways you can get consumables just from the pile without having to be in the shop. But this goes a step further where you can buy anything. You can buy, it doesn't even say consumable, it says item. You can literally just buy a weapon that you need from the current loot level. For 3 health, you can do Gaze into the Abyss, gain a positive effect of your choice. For 4 health, you gain an intervention token. Now it says gain A, so I'm pretty sure this just goes to the summoner. Your dues for giving others to a monster is 5 cost, and this one's wacky. It can only be used if you have an energy token, so you have to knock somebody into Jazera and have them gobble that person up. But if you do have it, you can spend that energy token and 5 health to replace your adventure card and figure with an unused adventure card from your Middara collection. So this is funny because you can literally, it says Middara collection, so I can use literally anything. I can use all these promo cards. I can use literally unlocked Aisling, which would just be hilarious. I just suddenly turn into Aisling. I have never tried it before, but it's crazy. Like, I can change it to literally anyone. I could be, hey, look, I am now Shayless, or hey, I'm Tomoe, or Count Dolv, or Black Wolf, or Cersei's, or Nyx, who is an instructor from the academy or whatever it's called. Yeah, I have never fully explored that thing, but it's kind of neat. And then the final ability is Inspiration of your potential self. For 6 health, you can gain a heal token. So remember, heal tokens heal 6 automatically. So with this, you can essentially use your health to kind of accumulate heal tokens all the way up to 4. So yeah, really cool. So that was our summon. We do get a summon token for that. And I am going to go ahead and activate Through the Gates. I'm going to go ahead and take 13 damage. Actually, no, I'm going to take 6. I mean, I guess which... We'll take 9. That'll be the game. We'll take 9 damage. And then I will take the heal token. I can only do each of these once per use, so here's my heal token. And then I will take a positive effect of my choice. I'm going to take haste. All right. Also, I need to get Jazera's card, because he does have turns, for what it's worth. All right. I'm going to go ahead and now spend a stamina to move, and we'll get going. So I'll go... There's so many directions we can just go with this. It's kind of crazy. I'm going to have Rook go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to here. And then I'll go ahead and do the strength check. I think it's like DC 12, which I definitely pass with that roll. All right, just flipping back to the other thing. That was still on the diagram section. Yeah, DC 12. All right, so with that, I can remove that obstruction terrain token. And I'm going to go ahead and just save that last stamina point. All right, sorry for all that talking, but I kind of revealed a lot of stuff at once. We'll go to Jazera. We can unexhaust that ability again. And he gets 3 stamina. I'll spend 1 to move. 1, 2. 3, 4, and then 5, 6 to here. All right. I don't plan on using Jazera for fighting, but if the opportunity presents itself, I will take it. Goes to Remy. Remy does have haste, so she gets a stamina point. And we'll go ahead and spend 1 to move. We have 8 movement with this character. All right, so we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nine, 10. Spend another 1 and another 1. So I have 4 more movement here. So yeah, I spent 4 stamina, so I should have 8, 10, 12, 14. Okay. I think I went, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We'll make a jump all the way to here. Uh, 8 plus 6 is 14. That is a pass. Okay. And that'll be it for right now. All right. New round. Poop. Nightingale goes last. Of course she does. All right. So what, 1 through 3? So it'll be the Cave Sickle there. I do have an Overwatch. Is there a opponent within range 6? All right. Remy goes first. I was hoping to have Remy just help. I was hoping Nightingale would get a turn so she can get some kills and heal up, but that is not happening. So instead, we're going to spend 2 stamina to fly. And go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to here. We'll attack the Cave Sickle there. We'll do a false idol. This will be at -1. All right. 12 minus 1 is 11. It's going to do 3, 4, 5 damage, which will definitely kill that Cave Sickle. And that is the Burrowing variant dealt with. Oh, one other thing it said was to get all of the, what do you call it? Monster loot cards. So it actually adds in more of the duplicates of these ones. So I will go ahead and add them to the pile now. Sorry about that. I think that's the correct one. It's on the back on here, isn't it? Yeah, BE1. Okay. That is correct. Okay. Other than that, I don't think it introduces any other monster loot yet. No, not yet. Okay. All right. Next, I'm going to spend 1 to do Shady Training. To take a step towards the other Cave Sickle. And I'll do Blade Works. 15, which is going to be 7 base damage, which is more than enough to kill. Also, I need to draw loot for both of these. Killed both swarms. Let's get to work. 5 gold. 4 gold. 9 gold. Bring us to 316. Okay, so far so good. Goes to Rook. Rook will get... so for the Sentient Bodysuit, I'm going to go ahead and spend a stamina, so I heal 2. And then gain 3 stamina. Alright, next I'm going to go ahead and do Intervention and Banish Knowledge to give Haste and Intervention token to Zeke. I am going to go ahead and activate through the gate again. I'm going to take 6 damage to get another heal token. Oh, I had haste, so yeah, I had a haste. I did have haste. I'm just gonna. I was at 3. I was at 4 stamina initially. Yeah, because of. So yeah, I was at 4 stamina initially. I gave haste to somebody, brings me down to 3. I moved and removed a thing, leaving me at 1. So yeah, I should have had 2 stamina left, which I would have spent the other stamina just to heal another point of damage, and then everything else here is fine. The haste is on the same phase as the Sentient Bodysuit, so I'm gonna have the haste trigger first, and then spend the stamina I get from it. Okay. So that would have put me at 3. Okay, so everything is correct now. Okay, cool. I did take the damage, got the heal, got that. That's fine. Next, I'm going to go ahead and spend a stamina to move and go 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll go ahead and loot the chest. Give me a moment. Okay, was just verifying that I did everything correctly. I do need to separate the consumables out because we're in mundane tier. I could have just hit the sort button, but I didn't want to go through that process. Okay, so blue loot is gain 10 gold or each adventurer gains 1 random consumable. So we can either get 4 consumables, which will probably be worth more than everything else. So I'm actually going to go for the consumables. So we'll go from left to right on this. I do like how it just gives a random consumable to everybody. So here goes, shuffle. Alright, so that is for Remy, that is for Zeke, that is for Nightingale, and that is for Rook. I don't think I have room for any of them, so I'm just going to put them all in the stash to be picked up later. We would have gotten more raw gold if we had taken the gold, because obviously we can only sell consumables for 1, but it is still worthwhile. That is it for Rook. Goes to Zeke. Zeke will get 4 stamina. We'll spend 1 to give Rook haste. Oh no, he already has haste. I can give it to Jazera, but honestly, I don't think it's worth it. Yeah, I don't think it's worth it. All right. Let's spend a stamina to move. We're not going to transform yet. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that does give me line of sight of the red totem. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4. I have one more step left. Let's trigger red totem, which has its own. Oh no, it's down here. To the east by the hollow tree, an earth loa has been startled, presumably by all the tremors. Spawn one earth loa in the space of this totem. Or southeast. Okay, cool. So yeah, we spawn an earth loa in the space of this totem. Okay. We do need to roll for variant. We do get variant. So we have a variant of the earth loa, so it's going to be a Intlim rich earth loa. And running out of room here. We'll grab ourselves a... Nope, that is not the right one. It's a mundane tier earth loa, so it has 20 HP. Still going to be painful. Alright. Let's put you to the right of that. And then you go on to this token. Alright. Good to know. Alright, I have one more step I can take, which will trigger blue totem. Which I'm okay with. So we'll go ahead and take that one more step to go to here and trigger blue totem. As you move past the rock wall and survey the area, you hear another roar coming from beneath the earth. Then suddenly, just to the north of you, a sinkhole opens up with Cave Sickles emerging. It's clear that you are heading in the right direction to find the Cave Sickle hive. Place 2 small dangerous terrain tokens, one onto the space that's totem occupied, and one to the adjacent space directly to the east of it. Then spawn 2 Cave Sickles adjacent to the dangerous terrain. Okay, it says just Cave Sickle, so I'll roll to see if it's a variant. It is a variant. We'll shift you there, and put you here. All right. So we spawn these guys, and we spawn dangerous terrain tokens. I do have some spare ones, so I'll just grab those. So yeah, they just burrowed out of the hole there. Okay. It is still Zeke's turn. I will go ahead and choose the stop here. I can do a... Might as well just do throws now. Alright, I will throw a throwing knife at the purple one. 1 damage. I'll intervention that. 2 damage. I'll throw another one. Alright, that kills 1. I don't remember which one I said, but I killed that one. I do roll to see if it explodes. Does not explode. I'll throw another throwing knife. 5 damage. I'll do a re-equip. I'm going to go ahead and just remove the hand axe now. I'll grab the thief knife and throw that. No matter what, it's just going to kill, but I'll do it anyway. Kills it. No explosion. And as for items concerned, I'm just going to keep these down here. Alright. And then that is a swarm killed. It's nice fighting mundane tier monsters. 6 gold. What is that? 322. Alright. I still have 4 stamina to play around with. Unfortunately, I can't. Let's see. Could I win the fight if I wanted to? Maybe. Let's, I'll spend one to... Sure, I'll spend one to transform into a Merchound. And then I'm going to spend 2 stamina to attack. Unfortunately, it's just going to be a white and purple. But this will be a deadly spine with +4 armor piercing. It hits, but it's going to do no damage. That's fine. Alright, goes to Earthloa. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 and attack Zeke. I'll go ahead and spend a stamina to transform into a... I'll just transform it back into human form and then use Gene Tweak to dodge. Cool, thanks game. Alright, take your swing. You might actually hurt me. 11, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will do 2 damage, and I have to do a conviction check. 9 is definitely not enough. So it's going to push me 2 spaces and inflict paralysis. Thankfully, it's going to push away. Not so. If it was diagonal, it would have been a different thing, but it's going to push away, so it's going to be that way. But yeah, if it was a direct diagonal, it could pick which direction. I believe that's how it works. I am also paralyzed now. Paralyzed. The other option is if I didn't want to be pushed around, I could have swapped to Earthloa form. Waterloas can't get in range. Goes to Jazera. This will unexhaust itself. You'll get 3 stamina. He'll spend 1 to move. 1, 2, 3, 4. To there. So that costs 2 stamina. Pretty much every extra stamina point he spends, he doubles his movement. Alright, goes to Nightingale. Alright. 4 stamina for haste. Spend 1 to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8. So DC 12, I definitely pass. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11 with a jump. 7, 9, 11. That is a pass. I do have 5 agility. Alright, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I'm going to take 1 more step for 1 stamina. Putting me there. Also, there's a yellow loot token that I have yet to grab. Okay. Goes to... So, I'm right now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm 8 spaces away, which is range for a precise strike. I'll be at -1 for this shot. And I'll target the red Waterloa. No one power. 11 -1 is 10. This thing has 9 defense. So the base damage is 1 right now. I can go up to higher than that with... I can go up to 8 damage right now, and I need to do 12. You know what? Just because I can, I'm going to quiver and reroll the 4. That's better. So that's 14 -1, which is 13. So 13 versus 9 defense is 4. I do another 5 because a precise strike brings it up to 9, and then I'll do a barbed arrows for 12, which will kill Waterloa red. 9 gold. 3, 3, 1. All right. That is end of round. Current doesn't matter, for Waterloas at least. We'll see how things go from here. It goes to Earth Loa. Well, 1, 2, 3. It's going to punch Zeke again. I can't do anything about it because I'm paralyzed. That is maximum pain. All right. So that's 14. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It will do 7 damage. Sending him, and then it sends him flying back. Oh, actually, I get to do a conviction still. So, conviction. I do pass. I don't get knocked back again. Which would have been hilarious because it would have killed Zeke. It would have actually killed Zeke. I would have got that energy token, though. Oh, boy. That would have been fun. I almost got killed by my own gate. Good times. Waterloa is going to move up. 1, 2, 3. Actually, I'll try to stay as far away as possible. So 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and shoot Nightingale. Nightingale's going to evade. She has this 14, and this will be at -1. Because of the hindering. So I'm at 14. Yeah, 14. This is 12. -1 is 11. 12, 13, 14. It hits and it does 0 damage. But it will still put me... Well, actually, it'll hit and do 0 damage. And then I'll do a Lightning Machine to counter to prevent the follow-up. The water terrain thing is still going to happen, though, I think. Yeah, I'll still be put in water, but I can still do the counter. So I'll counter. This will be +1, -1. And unfortunately, that is a miss. I don't have a way of fixing it. Actually, no, I can do Masterwork. Masterwork will bring you up to 9. So I'll do 0 damage base, and then I'll do 3 with the barbed arrows. Okay, so yeah, since I countered, the follow-up won't happen, so I won't heal for 2, but I will be placed in water. Okay. Also, I would have taken 0 damage anyway because I reduced range physical by 2. Anyway, that was Waterloo. It goes to Remy. Oh, I guess there's one other thing I could do. But I think I'm just going to wait until next round. I could do Doombreak and then use that to do Quick Blow off the counter, but I don't think it's worth it. Also, I forgot to do Ring of Blood and heal for 2. So I'll just do that now for that damage. Goes to Remy. Remy is going to refresh. And then she's going to spend 1 to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to there and jump. That's a fail. Unless I reroll it. I'll go ahead and reroll it with intervention. Thank you. So that's 6. I'll go 7, 8 to here with another jump. Good to go. And then spend another stamina to go here. And I will do 1 more jump. And another stamina. That's good enough to go to here. And then I will spend a stamina to loot the yellow. Yellow. Alright. You find a pile of treasure. You gain 1 random consumable. Then make a perception 10 check. Okay, so get random consumable first. I'll throw that in the stash. And then perception, unfortunately I'm not a Viking in. I have 3 perception. I fail it, so nothing else happens. If we had succeeded, we would have gotten extra loot. Alright. I will go ahead and I think, yeah, I'll end our turn there. That's fine. Alright, goes to Nightingale. Nightingale will go to 4 stamina thanks to haste. Spend 1 to move. She's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to there. And where does that put us? Right in range. All right. I'm going to go ahead and do a... Where's that going to pull me, by the way? Straight to the right. All right, I'm going to take one more step to there for 1 stamina. All right, then I'll do a precise strike on the water loa. I'll take the mist and then do a lightning machine. All right, 11 is a hit. It's going to be 2 damage base and then 5 and 8 with the arrows, and I'll heal with the Ring of Blood. All right, puts this thing at 11. I'll go ahead and use Masterwork to finish it off. So another +1 on top of that. Okay, Waterloo is dealt with. Draw loot. We get 8 gold. 339. Okay, not too bad. That is it for Nightingale. Goes to Zeke. Zeke is paralyzed, so he just gets 4 stamina, and that's it. All right. What I am going to go ahead and do, though, since it's at any time, I will go ahead and do a Adventures pack and get my Scythe pack out. I'm going to go ahead and put away these use tokens because I'm not going to switch back to these. I already know I've used all my throws at this point. All right. I'm also going to go ahead and at any time, I'm going to go ahead and transform into an animate now just to get the regeneration going. All right, goes to Rook. Rook will get 4 stamina. So he's going to gain a stamina from haste. I'm going to use that stamina to gain 2 back with the sentient bodysuit and go from there. All right, so we'll get 3 stamina and spend 1 to move. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. I am going to go ahead and spend 2 to go ahead and do Courage Stifle. No Empower, we're just going to roll normally and see what happens. Okay, this will be 12 in total. Fails, it's going to take 8. Oh, I've been forgetting this is supposed to be Earth. This is supposed to be the alternate. Oopsies. So the only thing it would have changed is I think Zeke might have actually died. Okay, good news is Zeke didn't die. When the punch happened that paralyzed him, it actually happened when Jazera was further away. So it was actually like this. So I would have been pushed 4 to here. And then it would have went 1, 2, 3, 4 and not have any attacks. So I do need to take back the damage that Zeke took. And I would have pushed Jazera to here. And then, of course, Rook can continue doing his thing to here. Alright, so yeah, let me redo the stuff for Zeke real quick. Be right back. Okay, so 7 damage earlier, so that gets refreshed. Everything else is still legit. And then, yeah, and then on the previous round, it only moved 4 spaces and didn't attack anything. So yeah, that was my bad. I keep forgetting this thing's supposed to be the Itlum Rich one. Everything else doesn't really matter. Yeah, none of the other things matter. Reach 2, push 4, inflict paralysis. Yeah, that part's fine. Okay. It was Rook's turn. I just took care of Rook's turn. Now we go to Jazera. Jazera will actually before I do that, Rook will do through the gates again. He's going to take 6 damage to get that heal token. Getting that all saved up. Did my Courage Stifle, all that's good. I'll give Intervention to Zeke. And yeah, that'll be it on that front. Okay, goes to Jazera. This will get off cooldown. He's going to move. He'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. And he'll go ahead and make a attack with Power with Grabby Tentacle, which can do Root and Bleed. All right, so it's going to be these 3 dice. -1 because I'm attacking through an ally. So that'll be a 8, which is exactly a hit. So base damage is 0, and then I'm doing not enough to actually do anything. Okay, I'll go ahead and attack again. Grabby Tentacle. -1. This time I will do 2 magic. Well, that was some bad rolls, but that's okay. At least you did some damage, Jazera. Oh, actually, in both cases, there should have been a... Oh, yeah, it would have been Force Burst, which I think is equal to Highest Discipline. It's the first time we had that. Scaling Icon... 72. Force, it will always be 6 plus the highest level discipline. Okay, so Force 8. First one fails. I did hit both times, so I do still get the follow-up. Second one hits. Yeah, 6 plus your highest discipline. I have a level 2, so yeah, this will inflict Root and Bleed. Root and Bleed. Alright. Goes to new round. Oh, also I forgot Nightingale gets pushed by current. Alright, goes to Earthloa. So Earthloa is going to, there's someone adjacent. So it's going to go ahead and take a swing at Rook. Rook will Gene Tweak to try to dodge. Alright, he is at 12 defense. Also, the bleed, due to bleed, he's going to take a damage. Yeah, before you take a standard action. Got it. Alright, attack misses. Since I dodged, I can reduce the cost of a counter by 1, so I can counter for 0 with the Maw of the Warden. So I'll go ahead and do it. I don't think it'll ever do damage, but it makes me feel better. 11, so 3, 4, 5, 6. It does 1 damage. Good job. Alright, don't need to worry about the moving, because he can't move because of Rooted. And then you remove Rooted for at the end of the round. Okay, Root is removed. And as far as I know, there's no immunity to Root, unlike Paralysis. Okay. Alright then, that is it for Earthloa. It goes to Nightingale. Nightingale gets full stamina. And let's see if we can make stuff happen. We'll spend 1 to move. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. So SOI of the blue objective. So I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here, and that puts me with an SOI of blue. So let's go ahead and do that. As you approach the eastern waterfall, you begin to feel a rumbling beneath the earth. Slowly, this small rumble turns into what feels like a small earthquake. Then, out of nowhere, cave sickles begin pouring out of the ground. One by one, they creep out of the fresh burrows. Reveal small and large hidden cards CQ1, then spawn figures and tokens according to diagram 4. So, I believe the hidden card for this is the... I think it's just the new additional Cave Sickles. As soon as I can actually remember where they are. But I can't seem to find them. I can check in here. There it is. Okay, so we now have these versions. All it is essentially Cave Sickles 7 through 9. And yeah, I'm just going to throw these with the variants. Because they're not going to be able to go into the... they'll get cleared out every time I refresh. Okay, so we have a shit ton of Cave Sickles to deal with. Let's go ahead and roll purples for the swarms first. Oh, also, I have to look at like diagram 4, so let's do that. Diagram 4. Yeah, we're spawning 9 Cave Sickles. Hope you're ready for that. All right, so first group is a variation. Second group is a variation, and then the third group we don't have variation for third group because we don't have it. It only goes up to 6. All right, so with that in mind. That one. And we already have the other one out. Alright, don't need to worry about burrowing variant. Oh, we need initiative cards, don't we, too? Do I have them already in here? Yes, I do. 7 through 9. Alright. Nightingale versus the world. That is what's happening here. So yeah. So Cave Sickles 1 through 6 are all variants. We do also spawn a bunch of... we spawn 3 pits. Because they're, of course, burrowing out of them. Alright, and then... we also spawned the red exit. Just going to be down here. Alright. So, 1 is there. 2 is there. 3 is there. 4 is there. 5 is there. 6 is there. And do I have Cave Sickles in here? I do not. This should be in here though. Yep, there they are. Alright, 7. These ones are regulars. 8 and 9. Alright, us versus the world here. Okay, no other special rules. We're just spawning all this stuff. Okay, so I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll go ahead and infection, take a damage to move 2 more steps. let's just... I want to try to jump back 2 spaces. Okay, I succeed on the jump. Alright, so that gives me a little bit of move distance away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So, all these guys are going to have +2 defense because they are maxed out swarms. So, what I will do is I'm going to target Cave Sickle 4 first. This will be at -1. I'm going to go ahead and just... Well, first things first, I'll do Doom Break. Gain a stamina. Okay. Alright, so yeah, I will go ahead and spend 2 and shoot at Cave Sickle Teal. And I'm not going to bother empowering. We're just going to shoot -1 to this. Complete miss. I'll use a lining machine to shoot again. I can do Kill the Messenger to change that into a 7. This will put us at 9, which will be 1, 2. We can do 3 with Masterwork, and then Barbed Arrows for 6. Oh wait, forgot 10 defense. So it's right now I would have to do Masterwork just to hit, which would be base 0, and then I can do both Barbed Arrows to kill 1. So that's Cave Sickle Teal being killed. And I roll to see if it explodes. No explosion. Okay. Then I will spend, I'll do Ring of Blood to heal for 2. And then I will spend a stamina to go ahead and do a Quick Blow. And I will empower it. And I'm going to target Cave Sickle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll target Cave Sickle Green. This will be at -1 because of the hindering. Okay, 11. -1 is 10. I do hit just barely. I do 4 damage on green. Fortunately, I don't have any way of doing anything extra. I will go ahead and Quick Blow off of that for 1 stamina. No empower, we're just going to shoot. That is a full-on miss. I'll go ahead and do Precise Strike, same target. Yeah, same target. No go. Alright. I'm about to get attacked by about 1,000,000 swarms. But that is life. Alright, Cave Sickles 7 through 9. So this one's going to go 1, 2, 3, because it's going to move in a position where it doesn't get itself killed. And it's going to shoot at Nightingale. Nightingale's going to dodge with a Hoodie of Deflection. 11 defense, and there's maximum here, so we're just going to roll max. We'll just use these dice. Alright, misses. I will counter. +1, -1 for this. What a roll. Alright. Yeah, I'm just going to let it miss. Okay, then these guys get dragged over. And then this one's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will go ahead and take an Overwatch shot while this happens. +1, -1 for this. Good. Remy, is that you? Alright, shot misses, then it's going to shoot back. Fully empowered. -1 misses, thankfully. Then it's going to get slammed into each other for 1 damage. I guess I would have moved in a way to not do that, so we'll just do that. Okay, assuming it could. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I could have. Alright, that was Cave Sickles 7 through 9. Oh no, there's a 9th one. Go to here. 1, 2, 3, 4. To there, shoots at Nightingale. This one is going to be at 1, 2, 3. So only 3, which will still have the Empower die. Okay, so 12, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It'll do 4 damage. Alright, and then gets dragged over. Then it goes to Cave Sickle 4 through 6. 4 is dead. 5 will move up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Shoot at Nightingale twice. This is just going to be a white and purple because of the blockade. Jeez. All right, 2, 3, 4, 5 does 3 damage. I'm gonna die from freaking mundane Cave Sickles. All right, shoots again because this is the variant. I'm gonna die from these guys because they roll max and I don't. All right, attack misses, moves over. Cave Sickle 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to be max. -1 misses. Shoots again. Misses again thanks to Skull. Then it's going to slam into each other, which will kill a Cave Sickle. So it had to do this because it literally was its only option for fighting and being up to range 4. Because it was what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there was no other option because you can't get around fast enough. All right, so yeah, that kills this one, and I roll to see if it explodes. It does not. All right, then it goes to Cave Sickles 1 through 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to shoot at Nightingale twice. It's going to do white and purple. Misses. Second shot. Misses. And then get yanked over. This one's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to there. You can at least shoot from here. All right, so 2 shots. Pretty sure it's max. Misses. Thanks to common tier stuff and being in hindering. This one does hit though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'll do 3 damage. Okay, and then last one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it's going to shoot at Nightingale twice. It has 3 of them. Maximum roll. Sweet. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 does 5 damage. I'm going to die on the next shot. That is kill. So that's going to take out Nightingale. That was ridiculous. Those rolls. Actually, I might be able to stay alive. Let's find out. So what's the total? 11. It's 10. So 1, 2, 3. It'll do exactly 1 damage. I'll use a bottle of blessing to heal for 3. So it's going to heal for 3, and then I take 1. So just barely alive. That is ridiculous. Anyway, slams into this, so it's going to be 3 damage to both of them. But yeah, those rolls were out of control, like near maxes over and over again. And meanwhile, Nightingale was in common tier and rolling minimums. Jazera, you'll get 3 stamina, spend 2 to attack. We'll go ahead and use that to attack the Earth Loa. That's an actual roll. So that's 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it'll do 5 damage. It's already, I guess you technically could still afflict it with root again. I don't think there's any point in it, but it's rooted again. Alright, goes to Rook. Honestly, I should have just done the Abyss reaching back. That would have been smarter, but that's okay. Goes to Rook's turn. I'll use the haste and sentient bodysuit to heal for 2. And then get 3 stamina. And then I will go ahead and activate Jazera and get that last heal token. And hopefully not kill myself. Alright, I'll go ahead and spend 2 to do an empowered attack. Actually, I'll spend 1 to give himself an intervention token. And then I'll do the casting die with empower. 12 in total. Okay, it does kill. And let's see if he explodes. If he explodes, he could just kill Rook. Does not explode, thank God. Alright, that is it for Earthloa. 5 gold. 3, 4, 3. And that is it for Rook. So yeah, it goes to Zeke. Zeke's no longer paralyzed. He'll heal for 2 with Animate. And he'll spend 1 to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to there. And then I'll loot the red token. And see what we get. Reveal hidden, medium hidden cards. Gain 1 quick kill applicable poison story consumable once used, and add all copies of this card to the common consumables deck for purchase. Alright. Should have them in here. This one. That's Sickle Ceremonies. Where's Quick Kill? There it is. Quick Kill. We get 1 of these. It's just going to get thrown in the stash, though. You can flip. So, Quick Kill, applicable poison. You can flip it. This card gains 3 energy tokens. And then you can use those energy tokens to inflict poison, force X plus difference hit, where X is 6 plus your highest discipline. If there are no energy tokens, you are instructed to restore, or you're instructed to restore, you discard the card. Once you discard this card, it does get added to the common consumables for purchase. So, for now, it's going to get put in the stash because I don't have room for it. Alright. And, feels like I'm missing something. I guess there's no way to get out from here. Either way, I'll go ahead and do a, like the shadows. 2 spaces back. And just go from there. Alright, goes to Remy. Remy will go to maximum stamina. We'll spend 2 to fly. And go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. And we'll see if we can start thinning the horde here. Okie dokie. Let's start with targeting the orange Cave Sickle. This one has 3 nearby, so it has a defense of 1. So 9 in total. We'll start with a Bladeworks. That is a miss. I'll do False Idol next, which will give me an attack at -1. That is more than enough to kill. There's no question. So that kills orange. We do need to roll for explosion. No explosion. Alright, then I will go ahead and do a murder circus and target 1, 2. I think that clips. No, it's not. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. I'll go ahead and target the, what number is that one? That one's Cave Sickles 9. Well, actually, I can split these, can't I? Assign up to X targets. Okay. I will target Oh yeah, I probably should have, I'm gonna have to use damage tokens to track these. Okay. Oh, actually, I can re-roll it. I could have re-rolled the dice with the black hand gown. I'm an idiot. But I'm not gonna go back at this point. But I can use it with the murder circus, so I'll do that. So I can split this up any way I want. I'll throw one at red and one at number 9. So the top one will be red, the bottom one will be number 9. Okay, so top one's taking 3, which is exactly enough to kill. I do need to see if it explodes though. No explosion. And then the bottom, and then that one is going to be taking 7, which will kill it. Okay. Yay, murder circus. Okay. Could have done that better, but it works out. Let's go ahead and spend a stamina to do a shady training to move one step closer to here. And that is it for Remy, and it goes to new round at this point. Alright, we thinned out the horde, which is good. Alright, goes to Rook. I'll use the haste and sentient bodysuit to heal for 2, and then gain 3 stamina. At this point I have all the heal tokens I could ever want, so we're good on that front. I'll go ahead and use this opportunity to do... I already have haste, never mind. I'll spend 1 to move. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and punch through a wall. Wall been punched. Okay, and that is it for Rook. Goes to Nightingale. Alright. Sorry for the sniffles. We get 4 stamina thanks to haste. We're going to go ahead and probably just stay in place and try to murder everyone here. Let's start with... Let's deal with... I'll deal with purple first. So purple first, I'm going to do a precise strike. And this will be +1, -1. Where were these rolls a second ago? 6 damage base is more than enough to kill. Does it explode? No explosion. It is gone. That is a swarm defeated. Let's go ahead and draw loot. 9 gold. Three, 5, 2. Next, I'll quick blow off of that for 1 stamina. I will target 6. Not empowering. So that's going to be 10 exactly. This thing has 8 defense now. Oh yeah, I didn't count it up, but yeah, that thing actually had +1 defense, but I don't think it mattered. Yeah, 1 second. Yeah, I was at 5 damage base. It would have... Symbols would have finished it off. Alright, so for this guy here, though, we're at 2 damage base, 3, 4, which is exactly enough I needed to kill. So, you're dead. Let's see if you give sedated to somebody. You don't. That is another swarm defeated. I shouldn't have drawn that earlier loot card. Actually... Oh no, I was still good on the loot card. I moved it to the wrong spot. Whatever. 4 gold. I think I removed the wrong swarm is what I did. Either way, it's still fine. 5, 6, because I'm killing all of them. Alright, Cave Sickle 8 and 7 are all that remain. I'll go ahead and do a Ring of Blood to heal myself for 2. And, oops, sorry, that Precise Strike should stay as is. Okay, we'll go ahead and spend 2 stamina to shoot at Cave Sickle 8. We'll just shoot normally, +1, -1. That is 9, so 1 damage base, 2, 3 from books. I haven't done any damage to this thing. I'll go ahead and use barbed arrows to finish it off. And then I will quick blow off of that to shoot at the last one. 1 damage base. I'll re-roll the 3 with a quiver. Alright, 4 damage base, 5, 6, that kills. Alright, all swarms defeated. What a mess. 9 gold. So 3, 6, 5. Okay. Alright. That happened. Goes to Jazera, whatever. At this point, there's not really much you can do, Jazera. Gain some stamina, spend 1 to move. We'll just go 1, 2 to there. Oh, and Earthloa is no longer on the board. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these variants just to free some space. Alright. Think that's everything. Because, yeah, we can't punch through those balls there. We can only punch through the ones there. Alright, new round. Alright, goes to Rook. I'll go ahead and gain a stamina and then spend 3 to heal for 3. And then gain 3 stamina. I'll spend 1 to go ahead and give haste to Jazera because I can. And then I'm just going to spend a stamina to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And then it goes to Jazera. Goes to full. Spend 1 to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 2, 4, 6, 8. Alright, goes to Nightingale. 4 stamina. We'll spend 1 to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with a jump. And then 7, 8, 9 with another jump. Okay. And then 10, 11. This will get us in view of the yellow totem. Alright, yellow totem. Alright. I like how there's an entire page devoted almost entirely just to the red objective, because it had so many options you can do and test. Alright, yellow totem. An Earthloa in a foul mood stands at the water's edge. Spawn 1 Earthloa in the space this totem occupied. Beyond the Loa, you see a waterfall that looks like a path into the hive. Place the blue exit token onto a dangerous terrain space on the waterfall token. This space is now considered to be normal terrain. Okay. And this is what? Place it on the totem. Okay. First things first, roll to see if we got a variant. No variant. Cool. Just regular Loa then. Okay. And we get the blue exit token. So I guess the question is, do we want to bother with it? Well, first things first, let's go ahead and do a precise strike. We're going to go ahead. We are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we're 7 away. So I'll shoot at -1, targeting the Earth Loa. Sorry for the sniffles. I'll use Kill the Messenger to change the 2 into a 7. So we're at 12, so 4 base. We'll do 5 damage exactly, which is 0 for the armor, but we do 2 magic. So I'll use that to heal for 2 with the thing here. Alright, also we don't need to worry about rooted or bleed. Alright, I'm not going to bother quick blowing. Instead, I'm going to spend that stamina to loot the green chest. What do you have for me? Gain 5 gold. Let's see, you find a pile of treasure, gain 5 gold, and 1 random consumable. She does have room for it. We get a juice box. I'm going to go ahead and just drink the juice box. We'll heal for 3. Yeah, might as well. So I did its job. And we get 5 gold, putting us at 370. Alright. That is it for Nightingale. Goes to the Earth Loa, which is going to go 1, 2, 3. It's not going to get pushed or pulled. Goes to Zeke. At this point, Zeke doesn't have much going on. I'm going to go ahead and just take this opportunity to transform back and then just kind of hang out. Because not real much point of me going anywhere at this point. It'll take me forever to just get around. Goes to Remy. And for Remy, she's going to get 4 stamina. Unexhaust that. She'll spend 1 to move. She will go... Actually, I'll spend 2 to fly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. And we'll go ahead and do a false idol. This will be at -1. It misses. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. I'll do Nightgown and reroll both. Alright, 15, 14, so 6 base, 7, 8, 9, and I do have armor piercing 2, so it's going to do 6 damage. Okay, and then I'll do a Blade Works. Alright, 13, so 5 base, 6, 7. Goes down to 4, and then plus 3 is 7, so 7 damage. The burst does do magic damage, and then I will spend 2 stamina to swing 1 more time. Alright, 15, so 7, 8, 9, 10. It'll do 7 damage, which will kill it. I'm trying to get this thing to go back. Alright, loot. 6 gold. 3, 7, 6. Okie dokie. Got you off the board. Okie dokie. Don't care about Jazera. Nightingale's just gonna... So the question is which exit do I go towards? I can either go to Sickle Splunking or go through the waterfall. I don't know... Don't know which one I would feel better with. Sorry for the sniffles. So in my previous runs, I've done the Sickle Splunking. I think that's the one I did. Actually, no, I've done Damp Depths. I think that's the one I did. I think I'll go Damp Depths. Yeah, so that'll be the plan. We'll go in by way of waterfall. Also, RPG rules, waterfalls are the best. All right, so yeah, Nightingale I'm not going to do anything with. Goes to Remy, who's just going to hang out as well. Go to Rook. Rook will gain a stamina, spend those, heal 3. Like so. Then gain 3 stamina. Then it goes to Zeke, and we'll pass turn. Alright, Rook goes again, gains the stamina because of haste, spends 4, recovers 5. And then gains 3 stamina. I can actually have Nightingale get close by, but honestly I'm not that worried about it. Alright, we'll go ahead and pass turns for everybody. So technically we would have gotten urgency at this point. Rook goes, gains the stamina for haste, spends all, gets to this, 2 HP left. And then pass turn, gets second urgency if we were playing with urgency. Also I should have gotten 3 stamina. And then at this point he'll heal to full. Also at this time I can also, during this I could put intervention on Jazera. And I'm not really concerned about everyone else. Alright, so yeah, we're going to have somebody opt to go to the blue exit, which will be, the reward is nothing, and we're going to be going towards the waterway. Nope, sorry, I was reading the wrong one. Sorry, we're going to the damp depths. That's the one. Alright, so damp depths, and as for the description for it, choosing the waterfall's veil as your cover, you opt to evade head-on confrontation. As you traverse the cascading water, a cliff reveals itself, offering a clandestine view into the cave's depths. To the west, the ceaseless flow of water has birthed a secluded reservoir within the cave. Its crystalline waters painted an emerald green. A triad of burrowing cave sickles circle the pool, their presence a stark contrast to the tranquil scene. The skeletal remains of an ill-fated adventurer rest beside the pool, a chilling reminder of the danger all around you. Okay, so yeah, not too bad. I'm definitely enjoying Jazera and his utility. We'll see how that goes for the next time. Nightingale had some really bad luck, but thankfully the bottle blessing did save her, just barely. Hopefully I didn't do the math too wrong, but it's not the end of the world if I did, because Remy was kind of cleaning house after that. And honestly, Nightingale didn't really get any kills beyond the ones she did initially. So it is what it is. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and call it here. I am the Depressed Dior. This was Middara Unchainable Malum Act 1 with the One Skull Bounty Cave Sickle Queen. And I have a lot of cleanup to do. I'll see you guys next time.